Hello all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alan, this is Alan Reacts, my little corner of YouTube. So, this is not a first reaction, but it's a song I know, and I've heard it many times in the last 40 years. But I'm not sure which movie made it famous, or what's brought me back to this song. I've been revisiting the 60s, 64, 65, especially the counterculture songs, protest songs, and I think this stands out, as many songs do. But I just thought it's worth a listen again, to hear it and sort of go back over it and see what I understand now. And Barry McGuire, who is he? What did he do next? What is that? So let's hear it and let's think about it.
Eastern world, it is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. You don't believe in war, but what's that gun you're toting? And even the Jordan River has bodies floating.
This was written by P.F. Sloan. I don't know much about him, but that's the song credited too. But it was released by McGuire in 65. And when you hear the opening lines, and we'll come to that, you can just hear the weariness. The sort of, it's a resignation to, Jesus, do I have to talk about this? But I'm going to tell you. And just, I've got the lyrics here, guys. You know I always do. So just the opening lines themselves. The Eastern world, Vietnam, is exploding, violence flaring, bullets loading. You're old enough to kill, but not for voting. Now, the voting age, if I remind me so, in America wasn't until 1971 that it was reduced to 18. So at the time, you could go to war, but you couldn't even vote on that war they were asking you to go to. And that's a strong theme. And is it right, guys? Yeah, if you're going to send me out there, although, in fact, yeah, I was enlisted and serving when I was 17 and 4 months. And I wasn't old enough to vote yet, but I was still serving in military. So yeah, it still stands. You can't vote at 16. It's 18. But it's bizarre, isn't it? Even today, it's just dawned on me that even though I served, I couldn't vote. I couldn't even buy an alcoholic drink, but I could carry a gun, and I did. So that line resonates with me. And you guys service out there, how do you feel about that? I mean, because we know the Eastern world's exploding, just a different part of the East. Let's pull it back.
Bodies floating, but you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fears I'm feeling today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
Are we on the eve of destruction again? This is 1965, the year I was born, and in 2024. And I don't get political, but some songs need to raise points to make you think. And it talks about Jordan, it's talking about, and it's all there again, isn't it? You know, it's all on the tip of everyone's tongue. You know, is this song as relevant today as it was? Or is it important that we understand it's not the first time we've been here? I don't know. It's a big question that I can't answer in 3 minutes. I probably couldn't answer in 3 lifetimes.
Yeah, my blood's so mad, feels like coagulating. I'm sitting here just contemplating. I can't twist the truth. It knows no regulation. Handful of senators don't pass legislation, and marches alone can't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, this whole crazy world is just too frustrating. And you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Think of all the hate there is in Red China, then take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You may leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same old place. The pounding of the drum.
It's just speaking to the hypocrisy, isn't it? And I'm not here to judge whether or not what was happening. You know, it's been done by better people than me, but you know, you had the McCarthyism, you had that whole fear of China, and he's talking about what was happening in Selma, Alabama. But the same was here in the UK. The same was every country, westernized country that I know of has hotspots in its history. Some long time, some shorter, where you just can't. And this song's pointing that out. He may be singing about America, but I think it's just relevant for everywhere and anywhere.
The pride and disgrace, you can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. Hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. And tell me over and over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. No, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
Stunning and sad and evocative, and the conversations. So, but let's look at some of the lyrical lines in here, such as "hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace." And later on, he made other attempts at records, and it didn't kind of moderate success, but he found his faith. He transitioned to the New Christy Minstrels. He moved over into the Christian music, and I think he was right up until the last 10 years, I think, he was still making an impact in the Christian music circle. Guys, let me know. But there's some in there. And it really, it's just looking at some of the lines in here. I've already gone through them. A handful of senators don't pass legislation, and the marches can't bring integration. Yeah, that was it was right in the middle of the lack of progress, and that battle between getting the Civil Rights Act passed and not. We all know about that. You guys in America know better than me. If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with a world in a grave. Yeah, it's the Cold War, but we're still talking about it today, aren't we? And that's one, sometimes when a political song has to be discussed, is when it's really poignant, it's really relevant, it really forces you to think like a good book. And I like this song. What's more to say, guys? Let me know in the comments. Join in, agree, disagree, like, don't like. It's all relevant. Subscribe, that would be really good. I'd enjoy it. Till next time, guys. Take care.